Hello my lovelies and welcome to the Powerpuff Girl. Today's video is the most highly requested video so far. It is the Reequil Tinted Matte Sunscreen. So before we go forward, just for your information, my skin type is dry. I am reviewing this in a dry climate. MAC foundation match would be an NC40 during the summers and I can go a little bit lighter during the winters. However, I avoid MAC because it is not cruelty free. I have on the Dot & Key Ceramide Hyaluronic Cream. This is not a review. I have no feelings about this just yet. I have recently begun using this, so I don't have any strong opinions yet. Just telling you the moisturizer that I'm using under the sunscreen. I swear it feels like the world is silent until I press that record button, but that's okay. Birds, you do your thing. There is no filter on my skin, so I don't believe in using any filters. Yes, good lighting definitely helps, but I don't use filters in any of my videos because I want you to see how it settles into texture and everything as much as you possibly can. So the sunscreen has an SPF of 50. It has broad spectrum PA+++, that is 3 pluses. On the website, they claim that it's great for sensitive skin, which is generally the case with most mineral sunscreens. They say it has a universal tint. We are going to test that out. It says it has a matte, dewy finish. Its mousse texture makes it easy to blend on the skin and gives a matte finish with a dewy, healthy glow. Okay then. It says it's a 100% mineral sunscreen, so it's indicating that it is a pure mineral sunscreen without chemical filters involved. The only UV filter I see in the sunscreen is zinc oxide. They didn't even use titanium dioxide. It says it has lipochromin, which is a potent antioxidant that prevents oxidative stress and signs of aging. Also, this product is fragrance free. Thank you, Reequil. Like, I really wanted to try your ceramide moisturizer. However, you added fragrance in it. So let's get into the ingredients of this sunscreen. I'm attaching the ingredients over here. So the first ingredient is silicone. This sunscreen does have a lot of silicones in it. Again, if you're somebody who gets irritated with silicones, this might not be the sunscreen for you. Deconstruct is one of your options as a silicone-free mineral sunscreen. I have found another mineral sunscreen that I'm going to try and review. I'm trying to get that product as well. The second ingredient is zinc oxide. So the interesting thing is this product has Physalis angulata extract. That is a plant extract. This plant extract has a lot of antimicrobial properties, which is great for the skin, especially if you are acne prone. It works in two ways because it also helps preserve the sunscreen longer. So I think that's a great addition. So I don't see a lot of ingredients that would really irritate the skin. I don't see a lot of mineral oils or any sort of essential oils in this at all. It's a relatively simple ingredient list, which I appreciate because simple is good. Priced at 695 rupees for 50 grams. That's about 14 rupees a gram. I have never seen Reequil on a 50% off or a buy one get one. If you see that, you let me know, because I have never seen that happen. I think I've seen Reequil on First Cry at a relatively good discount. I don't remember which product it was. I don't know if they have the sunscreen on First Cry, but you can check on Myntra and other places. I think you can get a discount of like 35%-ish if you're lucky, maybe more. But yeah, so now I'm going to go in with the 1 gram shot and I'm going to show you the consistency, and we're going to do half of the face. Here is my trusty sunscreen spoon with 1 gram of sunscreen on it. This is a thick, moussey sunscreen. I'm going to try and take half of this for one side of the face. Relatively fluffy and a little bit thick. Let's see how it feels on the skin. So I did use a heavy amount of moisturizer, which is why it did blend in quite easily. Like, the spreadability was decent. However, if you do not moisturize enough, this thing is not going to spread. It is going to stick to your skin and it's not going to be fun. So make sure you have some good amount of moisturizer to help it glide. As you've seen, the tint of the sunscreen is a little bit orangey, reddish, more towards, it's definitely got a pink undertone, let me tell you that much. It is not a yellow undertone at all. It is great for people who have a pink undertone. 122. I would consider 121 because I just forgot to show you the time and I kept speaking a lot. So let's take that as 121. It's only been about a minute since I've applied the sunscreen, but one thing I already like is it is relatively lightweight. Now, I would not say that this is the most lightweight sunscreen that I've reviewed. However, it is relatively pretty lightweight. I mean, I didn't expect that from the consistency on the spoon. I expected much worse, but it doesn't feel heavy on my skin at all. At the same time, it does feel like there's a layer on my skin. My skin does feel protected. I'm the kind of person who will put on a ton of sunscreen on my face and use a cap and walk in the shade, because I'm someone who is super prone to hyperpigmentation and tanning. I tan like that. So I have not tested any of these sunscreens out in the harsh sun. Again, as I promised, that's coming up. However, I've read a lot and I've heard a lot about the protection factor of this particular sunscreen. Everybody is raving about how this actually does prevent tanning to a large extent, and it does help protect against sun damage. So again, I will review that. I can't vouch for it, but it is interesting to read so much about this one. I literally forgot to mention one of the biggest things about this sunscreen. So as I was going through the website before I made the purchase, I read how it protects you against infrared radiation. So now, as you know, the sun's rays have UVA, UVB and also infrared radiation, which forms up to 54% of the sun's rays. So there is a lot of studies showing that infrared rays actually play an active part in photoaging, in destruction of your collagen. Infrared rays penetrate even deeper than the UVA and UVB rays. So there is a large amount of evidence as to the damage that infrared rays do to your skin. This sunscreen claims to protect you from infrared rays. Time now is 1:32. Honestly, I am pleasantly surprised. I see it clinging onto my hairline a little bit, clinging into like the hair of my eyebrows and stuff like that. I'm gonna go in with the other side of my face, because sometimes the best result comes when you see it together. You will end up seeing some amount of difference if I just do half a face. Let's see how it looks when I put both together. So when it goes on kind of pink. You see? So here's the thing. I don't think the sunscreen gives a white cast. I think what happens with some sunscreens is when they're tinted with more of a pink undertone and you're somebody with a yellow undertone, it starts to make you look, the word is grey. And that's not coming from a white cast. I think that's coming from the tint not settling very well into my skin tone. The thing is, I know the sunscreen claims to have a matte finish with a dewy look. I don't know what that is, because for me, it definitely gives me a matte finish. If you're using a lot of moisturizer underneath, then this could be giving you a semi-matte look, but I do not see it giving you a dewy look. If you're somebody who uses makeup, I feel like the sunscreen will do well no matter what skin tone you have. I feel like that will minimize the pink undertone, yellow undertone mismatch going on here. Because of the strong amount of silicones in this product, it definitely does minimize texture on your face. It gives you sort of like an airbrushed look. If you're somebody with a neutral to a pink undertone, this is gonna work amazing for you. Even if you're fair, even if you're dusky, I feel like this is gonna set well for you, especially if you have a neutral to a pink undertone. This is your go-to. I do somehow understand the universal tint claim. This sunscreen is excellent for someone with normal, combination or oily skin. If you have dry skin, this sunscreen can still work for you well if you moisturize a lot. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like, share and subscribe button. I will come up with tons more interesting skincare content soon. You can follow me on Instagram at @IamPoojaKiran. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, lots of love, and until next time,